Hey! This is JJ and Alex.
I made a name for myself, I told you I won't be denied.
As you wrap up your day, it's time to get your fix of the teams you live for and the sports you love. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. It's JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us again. This time on a beautiful Tuesday. It's beautiful, JJ, because we're on a couch. We are on a couch. Usually this is reserved for the warehouse, but we are sitting on the couch near Studio A, where, of course, we're going to have our second of 3 nights of honoring the KSL Sports Players of the Week across the state of Utah. This one, your Salt Lake Valley winners. They're going to come to KSL tonight, and there is a lot of cool stuff in store. Can we just say there's some cool stuff in store? These kids have no idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome that they're going to be honored the way that they are. And I can't wait for those surprises to hit them, and I think that's going to be really cool. But another night of honoring these athletes, JJ, and so and we get to do it right from our own home building. So 58 feet from the studio.
Love it.
I'm going to send my mileage in still, though.
Do it. You deserve every penny.
All right, look. Here's the deal. We've got stuff to talk about, and I honestly just don't know what this means. I don't know what the long-term ramifications are.
It's a new world we're in, right?
And I was told that this might be something that was going to happen, and I think we punted it down the road and said, yeah, right, hold on, no way. And here we are, top of the program, talking about Utah selling off as a private entity its athletics department with a $500 million investment from a private equity firm who will have a ownership stake in everything that Utah does from the athletic standpoint. As far as I understand it, this is what we're talking about. Now, what that means to me is because apparently, and I don't know if the exact numbers have been out there, but obviously as a public institution, these are things that are going to, I think, come up. Although I wonder, will they be a private entity now? Like in the sense that, oh shoot, JJ, are they gonna big time us and not have to do any interviews and stuff and like do all the?
That's the first thing your mind goes to.
Hey man,
we don't know anything about what this means because it's brand new.
Well,
we've heard of other places
Yes.
thinking about doing the private equity. We'll get into it after the cut here, but This is new and it's happening right here in Utah, which is fascinating.
Let's jump in here and do it officially. Let's get the show started out as we always do. It's the cut, top of the program. Let's do it.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJANwealth.com, for all your trusted local needs in retirement from a financial fiduciary, TrajanWealth.com. All right, JJ, this is not X's and O's. This is an amazing – I think that the potential of this is actually – I've seen a lot of negative stuff, and I actually look at it like, hey, man, the game to play now is who's got more money. And if you can turn – an entity of athletics into something that is churning and making money. And by the way, I think not having to just lean on alumni donating every year to make sure, or to get an NIL trust set up or all those things, it's a new way to make money. And if they own 49%, which is what we've been told, and the University of Utah will still have a controlling stake in it, does that mean the athletic program is worth $1 billion? I mean, that's the valuation they just got, right? Half of the company's worth $500 million. They're infusing it with $500 million of cash and essentially buying into it. What are we talking about, JJ? What is the fallout from something like this? I don't know what we're going to be looking at in the college football world now, man.
It's a brand new world, and we've heard of stories where the Big Ten is looking into private equity. Certain schools are looking into private equity.
Your Marks brought it up.
Utah's the first one to jump into this. And private equity, this is a big deal because this is the first. This is pretty groundbreaking. And we don't know what this means for the future. We don't know what it means short-term or long-term because it's never really been done before. What I do know is college sports at the highest level, at the Power 4 level, are no longer college sports. It's pro sports.
So there's an actual company name that's attached to it. It's the Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC. So is Mark Harlan the president of Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC? He's not the athletic director anymore.
That's a good. I don't know.
He's the Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC president.
All it says is an executive team from Otro Capital, combined with athletics department personnel, will lead the creation and operation of the new company, which will live within the university's foundation. I don't know what Otro Capital is because that's not my area of expertise. I don't know who the executive team is. I don't know who the combined athletics department personnel are.
So you're going to have on the board still.
I don't know.
So it looks like you're going to have the Otro executives and the trustees that I think are the big names up at Utah. And then Mark Harlan's the director of it. He's still going to be the athletic director. He's chairing the board, essentially. He's an executive of this business that is now Utah Sports.
Yeah, according to the release, the university retains majority ownership and decision-making authority of Utah Brands and Entertainment. Otro marries the capital infusion with a team of experienced operators.
What does that mean? That sounds like
they bring the cash, and
you
their guys as the athletic personnel, you know how to manage this world. We're bringing the funds, so we're going to work with you.
But they also said
on how to make this work.
But experienced operators, that makes it sound like they're coming in. Are they going to let people go? They're not. That's what I'm saying. People worry about that.
Is this an episode of Office Space right now?
I'm telling you, it seems a little bit.
Everything makes this makes a lot of people uneasy. You mentioned at the top of this, that a lot of people are really uneasy about this. We all know those two words. When you hear them, you're like, oh, you kind of cringe a little bit. Private equity.
What's it going to turn this into?
Look what private equity did at Cafe Rio. How can I trust private equity?
But you know what? They've crawled
free
back.
meal.
I know.
What happened to the free meal?
I know. Well, but the reality is that
the quality's not the same.
Here's what's awesome for Utah. I think that they have set themselves up. Number one, they set the market price, right? They said, people are going to start doing this now, aren't they? People who are pulling the trigger. And by the way, don't think for a second that this wasn't a great piece of timing for them, because all BYU did was flaunt the money last week, right?
Oh, big time.
And people were wondering, okay, Utah fans are wondering, are we going to be able to compete with this? Hey, tell me what you're doing. This is it.
It's not just BYU. It's Texas Tech.
It's Texas Tech, and BYU's looking at Texas Tech going, we got to do that. And so everybody's looking at that. So is Utah leading out on something? That doesn't shock me at all. That they're the first, that doesn't shock me at all. I think it's a brilliant move if you're going to do it, to go, we're jumping in first. We're going to set the market. By the way, it's only going up from here. If private equity firms come in, or tell me if I'm wrong, I don't know. Now we're going to start seeing Forbes' valuation of the athletics department at Alabama, which I guarantee would be worth more than most NBA teams, all NHL teams.
Probably.
Right? We're talking about probably a $5 billion situation. Like, it's a crazy thing, and that's the world they're living in. So now, are every athlete going to be employees of Utah Brands and Entertainment? Well, guess what? They're talking about the collective bargaining between I would assume, athletics department employees, which would be the athletes as well. Isn't that what we're looking at? Isn't that what we're – I'm assuming that's what this is. And I'm just shocked at how wild this has become, because – and it makes me anxious, because I think that it also means – I think Utah pictures themselves, and you should do this, bigger than where they're at right now. And you need to kind of aim for that. But that, to me, feels like that they do want to make some sort of a move to another conference, that they aren't long for the Big 12. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, I think, this is just the truth. I think any and all team needs to be ready to go. School team, I use that term in the same way as the whole organization, the athletic department, the school. They always have to be looking forward. And I think that I'll give Utah credit for that here, is this is a very forward-thinking move. It's new. There's uncertainty here, as there is with any business deal, but it's very forward-looking and forward-moving. And I think the moving part's the most important part. This isn't just talk. This is action of, we're going to make this jump. The Big 12 Yormark was looking over some of these options, as you remember, right? They ultimately decided not to do that, and the conference probably doesn't need to do that. But individual schools certainly can. And you've seen other schools like Kentucky and others, especially on the basketball front, start these breakaway, entities to try to raise funds or to create revenue that allows them to compete at the highest level and pay these players and everybody else that needs to be paid. I think it's a very forward move and a forward-thinking move by Utah to do this. You got to make a move. I think has the success of Texas Tech and BYU in your own conference maybe pushed you forward? Oh, I am sure it has. You're trying to win at the highest level and compete at the highest level. Utah fans, no matter what comes with this, should see that athletic department in that school are trying to win at the highest level. They're trying to do everything they can to compete. And the truth is, Alex, Utah didn't have the billion-dollar oil tycoon. They didn't have the billion-dollar tech guys. They just don't. So where are they going to get that kind of revenue to compete with that? Private equity. And that's what they fell on, and that's what they're moving forward with. And this is a model that schools around the country are going to be watching. Everyone's going to have their eyes on Salt Lake City and to see how this develops. Will this work? Will this be effective? This is a long ways from just giving away trucks.
Oh, my goodness.
We have come a long way in a short period of time.
The trucks are a funny piece of the NIL history.
Oh, yeah.
But, again, Utah,
bleeding out credit. On it. They let out on it.
And I think that
that pushed BYU.
Listen.
100% pushed BYU.
I'm telling you, as soon as all this stuff happened last week, it felt like that there's always this imaginary horse race of the dollar signs going down the track. And it was Utah ahead for a while, and then BYU fans feel like they pulled it all back, and they were what's the thing that they do? Is it furlongs? Is that the distance that they use for horses? I'm glad it's a good pull by me. I didn't even know.
Look at you.
Hey, Alex Napolis.
Horse racing guy.
Hey, Alex Napolis. Look up how far furlong is. I think it's like 14 elbow lengths or something like that. Anyway.
You sound smart right now.
But anyway, and I think people 20 yards, 220. That's a lot. That's secretariat distance of winning right there. Yeah. Anyway, bottom line is, it is a race. It is absolutely a race. It felt like that with BYU and Texas Tech. It's always like that with Utah and BYU. And Utah is full of smart people. The entire University of Utah Board of Trustees is going to be a part of this too. They're going to make these decisions. And apparently they all met, last week or whenever, and they basically said, because they had to approve. The Board of Trustees, and by the way, the University of Utah is a public institution, so making a move like this is it's a complicated move, I think. And so being able to have that conversation and go, all right, we're comfortable with it, and you sell off a chunk of your university. That is wild. That is wild. It sounds crazy. And yet, I can't imagine Utah not getting better immediately.
The Board of Trustees, by the way, met today.
Oh, they did? It was today?
Oh, yeah.
But they made this vote, and they pushed it forward. So these negotiations obviously have been going on a long time if they're going to proceed with these conversations with Otro. I hate saying that. It's really dumb. Otro. Sounds like bad.
I didn't name the company. I don't know.
Bad white guy Spanish. Hey.
As long as this works and makes money, who cares what it's called?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to wrap my head around what it actually means from a business standpoint. And whether or not other universities look at that and go, that's a disaster, or we will never do that. Or if they're calling their main people going, see what Utah did? We're not looking into doing that. Or they look and they go, see what Utah did? Will you be on board with us doing the same thing? And the biggest brands, I think, are going to take the biggest look at this. And Utah in a fishbowl, figuring this situation out, might be the best thing to be able to make yourself competitive. Now, then there's the part about the tradition of college sports and athletics. And that's
it's dead.
Gone.
It's dead.
That's disappointing, right? Like, when you think about it. Because you think that
this is professional. If you have an infusion of $500 million in private equity money, you are professional.
They're treated like professional athletes.
Your
right?
players and coaches, the players are paid large amounts of money. The coaches are paid large amounts of money. This is a profession. This is business. This isn't school anymore for those that are involved. This is a business, but this is what it's evolved to. And I think this is Pandora's box, right? to use an analogy. This is exactly what it is. Utah is the first. They won't be the last. And it's just a matter of time before other schools do something similar. It's a fascinating time to be following college sports. The future is uncertain, and things like this are developing. And if you loved college football for the pageantry and the tradition and all those things that Keith Jackson
is rolling over in his grave.
Keith Jackson reasons why you love college football.
I know.
Those days are over.
Where's our guy Sly when we need him to complain about, where was this when I was a player?
Yeah,
I know. Ramen.
Oh, man.
No
players are eating ramen
but
with
by
deals
the way,
like this.
That was a full generation ago now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a different world.
In a span of a dozen years, we've turned into something completely different. And you're going to see the same logos on the helmets. I think you're going to see added patches onto the jerseys, and I think
how long before we start seeing that? Yeah.
100%.
Sponsored,
they've already
sponsors on the jerseys.
They've already started putting stuff on fields, which was like a big kind of a hurdle that
right.
they had to figure out too. And so I think that I don't weep for the old age of college athletics in the sense that I still am going to be able to watch college football that I love. We're still going to have a college football playoff committee that is just so good going forward. They're the best.
Right.
We get those guys forever. No, but
no controversy whatsoever.
In the end, I think it'll still look like college football on the field. It will be very different off the field. And I mean, if you want to look at it, it was probably a long time coming because all this is just part of. I mean, look at what happened. Look at what happened from players going, you know what? I think you owe me money from when I was a player and my name was on the back. How about, is it Banyan? Was it Ed O'Bannon?
Ed O'Bannon. That changed college sports forever.
He changed. That one guy got us to here. You know that meme where the guy knocks over that little.
But he was absolutely right.
It was 1,000%. And these guys and gals who have been playing, they deserve to get paid. When they bring in massive amounts of revenue, of course they deserve to get paid. And it's going to look interesting. Facilities are going to get upgraded. Your rosters are going to get upgraded. I have a question about what sports end up sticking around, or if sports are in danger. Maybe they're not. Maybe they go, hey, we're going to bring back, and they won't be. Maybe they bring back all of the sports that they can. You know what I mean? And are they going to be subject to Title IX the way that everybody else is?
Well, that's still law, 100%.
Okay, so how are they going to approach this from the standpoint of some of the things that are legally binding in these athletic departments, on top of the fact that they are also trying to figure out how to get these things running smoothly? Because guess what? That's the reputation that they have, is that they come in and streamline the process, and they make it more efficient, and they're better at it, and they bring more money in. And the more money part is where the better, the competition really starts. It's the reason that Texas Tech became a power in 1 year. I know they've been building it for a while, but let's be honest.
This was the grand unveiling.
When they had
this year was the big reveal.
A $7 to $9 million defensive line is insane. And you know what it is? It's actually really fun to watch those guys. They beat everybody. It's pretty crazy.
It looks like an NFL front.
So
it's paid off for them.
In the end, they're getting paid that. Now, does that mean players are gonna stick around for those 4 to 5 years, and you're not gonna have people bailing in the NFL? I think you'll see less of it. I think you'll see fewer guys. You're gonna see guys getting cut a lot faster off of rosters. You're going to see a lot change, and not the least of which is going to be a very interesting locker room. It's already like that, of guys getting paid at different levels, but now they're all on the payroll as employees, and it's hard not to look across and go, that guy's good or whatever, but I had as many reps as he did at free safety, and I'm getting paid, I think, half of what he's getting paid. Yeah, it's bonkers.
The things we're talking about would have blown our minds 5-10 years ago, but this is the reality.
Yeah.
You now have private equity getting involved in Utah athletics. It's insane.
Now that we've solved all the world's problems,
yes,
since we read the press release, is it better? Is it better for sports? Is it better for what we do and the stuff that we bring people? You know what I mean? Like, I look at it from that standpoint. Like, will this enhance our experience because the fans are the only ones that really matter at the end of all this? because they're the eyeballs on the TV that get the real money done. And that's a huge deal. And is it going to get ruined for that guy and his family on the couch who tune in to watch this game on a Saturday? Is it going to get weird? Is it still going to be the quality product? Can it blow up somehow? I have all these, I'm anxious about all this. I don't know what this is going to look like. And I don't know if at this point you're never going to get the normal back, right? And so
no, you have
we'll
to be progressive, that's the thing here. If you want to pull the Mike Gundy and cling to the past, what's going to happen to you? Adapt or die. I'm sorry, you have to adapt or die. And Utah in this situation has decided we're going to adapt. We're going to compete. BYU and Texas Tech, we are going to try to level the playing field as much as we can with this opportunity. We want to beat you. And without this kind of infusion, Utah would not be able to do that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
How else would Utah be able to compete with the money that BYU and Texas Tech have right now in just this conference alone?
Well, that's what I was going to say. From a horse race perspective, back
you have
to it again.
do it.
From the horse race perspective, I think Utah pulled in the lead with these numbers. I think that they probably, it was shocking what BYU did last week, like that they pulled out all the stops and figured it out for Kalani and extending those guys and getting a ton of NIL money. And then at the same time, it's wild to think that Utah goes, wait till we roll this out next week.
Yeah.
Because Utah fans, I think they wonder if it's going to be worth it, but at the very least, you're outbidding people now. You're outbidding people now. So we'll see how that goes.
As long as they manage it properly.
Yeah.
Let me add that to what you're saying.
Gosh, this feels icky too. They're not actually talking about freaking sports
because
man.
We're talking about private equity,
business,
and those two words together make you cringe.
I know.
We'll see.
Let's take another break here. We'll come back. More to go right around the corner. I've got a pretty fun list for you. We love lists, and you know what? We're going to be talking about money, but
sweet.
It's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. From the perspective of something that we can be eye level with the college football playoffs. So I'll explain it next. We'll come back. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Your home for the best coverage of the Jazz, Utes, and Cougars is right here on the Zone. This is JJ and Alex on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. We're broadcasting live from our Studio A downstairs from our normal studios. Today we're going to honor another group of KSL Sports Players of the Week. This Salt Lake Valley edition of it are all of these players. Hercules First Federal Credit Union gets on board, and they back this whole shindig. And there's a lot of other sponsors, people who are on board, and we appreciate how much that they do to make these kids feel special. So we're going to have that happen here at our own studios today. JJ, the big news, of course, was the infusion of all that dough into the University of Utah Athletic Department that is now Utah Brands and Entertainment, LLC.
It has embraced private equity.
Go Utah Brands and Entertainment, LLC! Some weird version of a fight song. They got to get a new fight song for those guys. Come on.
Yeah. Well, we have SCG. Now we have Utah Brands and Entertainment.
I think you mean
UBE.
UBE.
That's what it's going to be called. UBE. Get used to it. When we talk about UBE, now you know what we're talking about.
JJ's already trying to make that a thing. Okay. We're going to make it a thing.
Well, you're not going to say Utah Brands and Entertainment LLC every time you mention it.
Yeah.
You're going to shorten it, so it's UBE.
Let me roll out for you a pretty interesting thing that I found today, and that is, again, I'm still talking about money, but this one has to deal with the coaches that are going to the national championships. The college football playoffs, all of the coaches on this list have something coming to them for getting their team to it. So let me start with I'll start I'm going to start kind of down toward these smaller schools because I'm interested to see what's going on. John Sumrall, he coaches at Tulane, so you don't know what his contract information is because that's a private school. Okay, you get the same treatment from BYU and USC.
Yeah.
And so you don't know. I would assume there's something just built in because it's standard. You get to the college football playoff, you're going to get some money. Bob Chesney at James Madison is getting $100,000 just for showing up. And I don't even think
he's also leaving.
I know, and I don't think
He's
that
the next UCLA head coach.
I know, and I don't. What's crazy is there's guys on these lists that are going to make money, and they don't even coach at these places. Mario Cristobal, private school also, Miami. Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, $150,000 to get to the college football playoffs. Quarterfinals is $100,000. $150,000 for the semifinals, $200,000 to get to the Natty, and to win it is $275,000. $250,000 to win it for Brent Venables. If he gets the national title game, he gets $350,000.
Wow.
That's the biggest payout that I've seen. Actually, no, not even close. Mike Elko coaches at Texas A&M. Have you seen their numbers yet?
These are insane.
This is private equity numbers right here.
Right.
Mike Elko at Texas A&M. Gosh, you got to lure guys into that job at some point because when you're firing all your coaches and paying them out. LSU's going through the same thing right now. A college football playoff appearance from Mike Elko is $1 million. Quarterfinals is $1.5 million. Semifinals $2 million. National title game appearance is $2.5 million. If Texas A&M wins the national championship, he gets. So all those bonuses, by the way, at the end of 1 year, add up to $8.5 million if they make a run and win the national championship. That Mike Elko gets as a bonus.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
He gets $1.5 million just by beating Miami.
I mean that is phenomenal.
Wow. Can you imagine one game for $1.5 million?
That's awesome. I think it's crazy.
Jeez.
I mean, that makes it a little bit more fun. College football playoff appearance for Dan Lanning, he gets $150,000. Title game, he gets $500,000. Joey McGuire gets $150,000 for getting for going. Each round is $150,000 for him, but if they win the Natty, he gets $400,000. I hope all these guys see Mike Elko's, and you're going to see those numbers go up. Absolutely.
That's insane.
Ryan Day, Ohio State, $100,000 to get to the college football playoff, $500,000 to win it. Kurt Cignetti, $500,000 to show up, $2 million to win the Natty.
Oh my gosh, $1 million just to get to the title game.
He got again,
and they got a first round bye. The path's not crazy to get there. That's crazy money.
So Pete Golding, who's coaching at Ole Miss now, is coaching for his life. And he's also coaching to put more money in Lane Kiffin's pocket.
And doesn't LSU have to pay for it?
LSU was worked into the deal, and LSU has to pay all of the bonuses that Lane Kiffin will get. No longer the coach, but nobody has talked about whether or not Pete Golding is going to get those same bonuses if they go forward there. I would assume there'd be some version of it. But $150,000 to get there, and it's $1 million for him, that LSU will pay him for Ole Miss winning the national championship. That's where we've gotten, folks.
That's insane.
This is where we're at. So when you look at all those coaches and you see the incentives there, if you were to make a top three of the coaches, let's go top five of the coaches that are in the playoff right now. Give me your top five. I'm going to go number one's Kirby Smart. I think that guy is phenomenal, and he's got 3 national championships, right? Is it 2 or 3? And they're
at
the
least
most
2, maybe 3. Yeah.
And they were on a power run. Then they continue on there. Where does Kurt Cignetti land in the top coaches?
He's got 2, by the way. Kurt Cignetti has now vaulted himself into at least the top 3, and based on what he did at both James Madison, who's also in the playoff, by the way, that's a program he built.
Does he get that bonus? He probably should.
He probably should have worked that in. And what he's done at Indiana, which is the most improbable college football story of our time. Indiana was bad forever, and he's got Indiana at number 1 overall in this college football playoff and undefeated. You could make an argument that Cignetti's the best college football coach in the country. No one has done what he has done. Ryan Day took over an Ohio State program built by
was already
Urban
going.
Meyer.
Yeah.
Even Kirby Smart took over a really good football program.
They won back-to-back in 21 and 22, by the way. That was the
Correct.
I thought he won 3.
2.
But they're in this conversation every year, which is why he's the highest-paid coach right
100%.
now.
100%. And obviously Georgia's still been in the playoff. There's still been getting close.
He's $13 million a year in a salary. He's the highest-paid coach still. And Lane Kiffin's right there behind him. But, Mike Elko would be if he wins the national championship.
Yeah, and if Mike Elko does that,
crazy.
And all of a sudden he puts his name in the hat as the best coach in the country. I would probably go Cignetti, Smart, Day. But Joey McGuire's winning me over, and I'm a big Dan Lanning guy.
I love Dan. I think Dan Lanning's a top 5 of those guys.
So that would be my top 5.
I think bottom 2 is Venables.
Right.
I don't know if Alabama has a coach in the top 5 of those either.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kalen DeBoer's
blown
there.
us away at Alabama? I don't know. It still feels like a weird fit.
From the standpoint of these G5s who got in, maybe just by the fact that they got to the college football playoff, they just vault themselves up too because they're better coaches. It takes a little bit more to get there. So
well, yeah, we got to. I mean, what's John Summerall going to do at his next stop? What's Bob Chesney going to do at UCLA? We'll keep an eye on those guys, but they got those programs into the college football playoff for the very first time, and it's pretty impressive. And there's always a new rising generation of coaches coming up. Is Summerall and Chesney, are they a part of that? Are they going to take their next teams to this big stage? Keep an eye on them. But these are massive numbers and an impressive list of coaches here. You mentioned which one's the best, which are the worst of them. These are still all elite no matter what.
Yeah. If Lane Kiffin was actually coaching in this thing, he'd be kind of right up there. You'd have to throw some respect at Ole Miss.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you can't.
You have to get.
That's a program that's never been relevant.
He's easy to pick at and roll your eyes at with a lot of the stuff he does, but you have to give him credit for what he's done at Ole Miss, something that has never happened at Ole Miss.
Just win, baby.
Yep.
That's it. All right. We're going to take a break. Before we do, it's a Jazz Ticket Tuesday. You know what that means, JJ? Free stuff for people who are listening right now.
Good.
Caller number 12 at 801-575-ZONE gets a pair of tickets to see the Jazz and the Lakers on Thursday, December 18th at Delta Center. All you have to do is give us a call. So Jazz Lakers coming up next week. That's next week, right? Yeah. Next Thursday. So we got tickets for you. Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We're going to do this every hour. 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-9663. Join Hans and Scotty, by the way, too. Tomorrow they're going to be at RGS Exteriors from noon to 3. Take a listen in on the program. They, of course, have tons to say about all this, but they're going to be at RGS Exteriors tomorrow. More to go on the program. We'll come back with a Would You Rather. Stay here, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Listen, everybody. Real-life hypotheticals to get your brain churning. As JJ and Alex ask, would you rather?
Welcome back. It is JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen. Thanks for being with us on the program today. It's been quite wild. Before we get into our Would You Rather and then chat with Haley from Hercules Credit Union, I want to remind you, tomorrow's a big Win Ticket Wednesday. It's big for us, too, because it's the very first time. I don't think we gave away some Michael McDonald tickets that one time. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I'm going to be there.
Yeah. So this is our second go-around of Soft Rock, Yacht Rock, if you will.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Coming to town, and you can win tickets tomorrow, starting tomorrow. You can win them before you can even buy them. Toto, Christopher Cross, the Romantics.
Together?
I know.
Toto and Christopher Cross?
I know. All at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater on August 21st of next year. Yeah, that's how far ahead you got to get Christopher Cross and Toto tickets. All right?
Yeah.
So wake up. Let's get them going. You can win them all day long tomorrow on our Win Ticket Wednesday, or you can just go to livenation.com or KSL Sports and listen all day long. Would you rather? The college football playoff is set up. I've always tried to figure out how to – there are some – I mean, there's no comparison with basketball that is apples to apples at all with a tournament that football is having. Not just from the number standpoint. They don't have – basketball has it figured out, man. Basketball has it figured out because their metrics are – they are what they are.
Yeah, the net ranking is a great metric, and I think it's been very effective.
And they lean on it, and they go –
and they should.
Look at the net rating. And there's always still – I can't believe we got let in or let out, or we're not in. And there's but again with 64 or 68 teams, like in the end you don't feel bad. There's no Notre Dame, walking away.
Not a situation
although there are a lot of teams that your North Carolina sometimes who will just be like, we're not playing in the NIT this year. We're not doing it. I don't know if they do that, but I will say that I'm trying to think of a comparison of what you'd rather have not as an athletic department, just as a fan. Okay. So put yourself in fan mode, which is hard to do. You're a 12 seed in the college football playoff, or you're a 12 seed in the college basketball in the NCAA tournament. An Elite Eight run in the NCAA tournament as a 12 seed, or win one game as a 12 seed in the college football playoff.
I would compare the two as very similar. Because you've seen schools like Kent State and others that have been able to do that.
You got to pick.
Oregon State went to the Elite Eight in basketball a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
So that's similar to that. Winning a college football playoff is so hard.
And right now it'd be the first big upset, right?
Like
that we'd
Boise
ever seen.
State couldn't do it last year.
Yeah.
Arizona State couldn't do it.
But they were 3 and 4.
Those are good
technically.
teams,
Yeah.
right? But we know where they were really at. SMU didn't even come close, right? Clemson got crushed as the number 12 last year.
Yeah.
Winning a college football playoff game is going to be extremely difficult, and only 8 each year. Well, only so how many are going to be able to say that this year?
Yeah.
Not many. So it's a lot more difficult to just win one college football playoff game as opposed to making a 3 or 4 game run into the NCAA tournament. So I would go playoff game as a much
like
bigger deal.
an Elite 8 run for any team, like.
But it's not a Final Four.
I know, and I was debating
And I
saying
think
Final Four, semifinal.
No, you use the perfect analogy here because Final Four creates a whole different conversation.
It's its own
like FAU getting to a Final Four was insane.
George Mason, right? Too
insane.
Yeah,
that's the next step. That's like James Madison this year in football.
Yeah,
making it to the semifinal or the final or the quarterfinals.
You think it'd be that much? Well, and I think the quarterfinals would be if they win one, which
right.
is about right. I think that's about right.
But
anyway, I think I'd rather have the college football playoff win because
the money's better.
The money is better, and it would be so dang cool because he'd beat a big program.
This is a good question for BYU fans right now because you've got a basketball team that has Final Four potential. Would you have traded this basketball experience that you're about to have for BYU?
Wow.
Just going to the college football playoff?
They go to the NCAA tournament, get upset in the first round, but you get BYU going, getting into the college football playoff.
Right, a home game for BYU football in the playoff.
A little devil on your shoulder.
Which would you trade?
I'll make you a deal.
Which would you do?
All right, I love it.
It's a good would you rather.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. Steve Bartle's going to dive in. He's our Ute insider for KSLSports.com. I'm sure that Steve's got it all buttoned up on how this thing's going to work.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
We're going to ask him to talk to us like we're 3.
I explain like I'm 5.
Yeah.
I am that guy right now. I need that. Mansplain me how this is going to be amazing on this thing. We're going to dip in with Steve Bartle, our Ute insider, right coming up around the corner here. So stay with us, 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.